Bronzers, how you choose a tone, where it goes, and why you don't use shimmer. We have a collection of 5 different bronzer colors because I do not feel like there's a one-size-fits-all. There's not very many bronzers in the marketplace that have a color for fair skin. This one is perfection. It's got very little pigment and it's more neutral, not too red, not too golden. The most popular color and the one I'll be using today is Golden Contour. I love this one because it has a little bit of an olive tone, not too much pink, not too much red. Really good for a neutral skin tone. Then we have Warm Contour. You can see in comparison to Golden Contour how it has a lot more red than it has golden olive. This is great for someone who's German, Irish, Scottish, English, and tans more of a red undertone to their skin. If you have warmth on your chest, Warm Contour is for you. Those who think Golden Contour is a little bit too light, not enough pigment, maybe you've got a little bit of redness, but not enough to wear Warm Contour, Amaretto Contour is for you. If you're using our medium to dark primer, Warm Toffee foundation, maybe even foundation stick garam masala or darker, Deep Contour is going to be for you. This has the most amount of pigment of all of our bronzers and good to give a great sculpted look right under the cheekbones. All of our bronzers are matte and do not contain any shimmer. Why would you want to put shimmer in a shadow? Anywhere you put your bronzer, you're trying to enhance things going up and in. Shimmer brings things out, so your bronzer should never have frost, shimmer, or glitter. We have 2 brushes to apply. As you can tell, this is the one that I use. This is our sheer contour brush. Great for fair to light skin, or great for someone who is just learning how to put on bronzer and doesn't want it too chiseled. If you're a real makeup guru, then the Sculpt Contour is for you. This brush picks up a lot of product and places a lot of product, giving a really sculpt, elegant look, great for nighttime out or event makeup. I'm going to be applying the Golden Contour with the sheer contour brush. I chose Golden Contour because right now, due to my skin tone, it's the best one to match my upper décolletage. Most people's upper neck area under the jawline is going to be much lighter than the face, which is matched to the chest. So you must apply this product underneath here where the sun didn't shine and you casted a shadow. As you can see just on this side, it's making everything look more cohesive to the face, to the neck, to my upper chest area. So when comparing to this side, you can see how my face and my chest match, but my neck looks lighter. That's because we did not apply foundation or liquid products to the neck because it causes creasing. When I apply this, you want to go underneath the jawline. I am not trying to push back my jawline. I love a woman with a strong jawline, so do not put bronzer on the jawline. Go directly below and kind of sculpt right where the sun came down and did not tan your skin. Usually in this area, you will not have as much sun damage and you will not see freckling. So by putting the Golden Contour, my bronzer without shimmer in these areas, now everything is one color. If you put your hair in a ponytail, make sure you put a little bronzer behind your ear. You do not want to see white ear back here if you pull your hair back during the day. Now I'm going to be applying the Golden Contour to my face. With the sheer contour brush, I always like to start underneath my sideburns. My hair creates a shadow here, so it always looks much lighter right up against my ear. Then I take more of the product and sculpt on and below the cheekbones. I'm going from the center part of the ear to the bottom part of the apple, on and below the cheekbones, and buffing and blending so I don't see stripes or really enhanced lines on my face. You want everything to look buffed and blended. And you see how natural that looks? This is the same place in the 90s where we used to apply blush. We don't do that anymore. You want to make sure you use something that matches your chest on and below the cheekbones. This next step is not for everyone, but if you feel like you have a really large forehead and you're trying to minimize it, you can bring the bronzer up into your hairline, making it a big C shape for your bronzer. Some people call it an E shape or a 3 shape if you consider what you applied to your neck. So you can bring it up into the temples, up around the hairline, and it will minimize the size of the forehead. If you have a really small 2 head, do not put bronzer on your forehead. It will make it look like a 1 head. So you see the difference from one side to the next and how much smaller my forehead looks on this side. Keep in mind, anywhere that you're putting bronzer is going to push things back and in. This is why we do not want to put bronzer all over our entire face as a setting powder, and why you do not want to use bronzer down your T-zone. Keep it on and below the cheekbones. And if you're looking for a really sculpted look, you can try the Sculpt Contour brush. I will put a little on my face so you can see. The pointier part should be facing up, and you're going to use this to chisel on and below the cheekbone. And you can see when you compare one cheek to the next, this looks a lot more chiseled than this side. This one has stiffer hair. The more stiff the hair, the more it's going to pick up, the more it will place on your skin. Great for photos and for a night out. Next, we are going to go over Blush application. This one is to show you where your blush is supposed to be applied. First, you need to choose your color. We have an array of colors here at Gentry Kelly Cosmetics, some with light, natural pigment and some with deep, rich pigment. If your skin is darker, you need more pigment. Don't go for the light, natural tones because it will look ash on the skin. And if you have fair skin, stay away from the really bright, intense colors as they will be too much. I'm a light skin tone and I love Flower Girl. This is a matte color. If you have large pores, always stick with a matte blush. Shimmer enhances texture on the skin, so when you apply it to your apple, your pore will look twice the size. Shimmer blushes like Let It Glow or Blush Your Heart are great for someone who's got little to no pores or someone who is very young with that flawless skin that we wish we had in our 40s and 50s. When selecting a blush brush, you want to make sure you use something with a smaller, rounded head. Using a brush that is really fluffy like this is going to put blush all over, and that's not what we want to do. We want to keep the blush applied only to the apple of the cheeks. So I'm going to lightly massage this into Flower Girl, and I'm going to smile in the mirror and I'm going to plop the blush right there on the apple and just meet the cheekbone. Do not bring your blush all the way across. That is too 1990s, and that's not how you naturally flush or blush. Keep it towards the apples of the cheeks, and if you're not sure where that is, look in the mirror, big smile, keep it up high. And there you have it with the blush application. You can see how I applied my bronzer to create a believable shadow here, and then I kept the blush more on the apple and just met the top of the bronzer. This is our one and only Velvet Rose highlighter. I'm going to be applying this with the highlighter brush. After you've applied your bronzer and blush, you can use a little bit of highlighter on the high points of your face, anywhere that you want to bring outwards. I apply it right to the top of my cheekbone, orbital bone area in a massaging motion. I try to keep the highlighter off the apples of my cheeks as it enhances pore size. You can see after I've applied the highlighter to the top part of my orbital bone cheekbone area, as it reflects the light, it gives a really nice glow without looking too glittery. You can also apply highlighter down the bridge of your nose if you're looking to enhance, or right here over the Cupid's bow. I tend to keep highlighter off of my forehead as I don't want my forehead to look oily. And there we have it, our highlighter tutorial. Do you see me glowing?